the Medellin dating style is useless in Argentina. Today we discuss. So today we are gonna do this particular, weekend fun videos of different random things in Latin America. And well, we're gonna focus on Medellin and why the, let's say, Medellin lifestyle, you know, just for the sake of the conversation, is not gonna work in Argentina. And well, at least if you go with this particular lifestyle and you have this particular mindset, that is not gonna go well in Argentina, at least not in Buenos Aires. Let me explain. First, let's discuss a little bit what I mean about the Medellin style. Medellin, beautiful city, one of the most beautiful cities in Latin America. And yet, of course, is arguably after Bogota, the most important city in Colombia. Very good on that. And the city has, of course, a lot to offer. It's beautiful. It has a very actually nice infrastructure for Latin American standards. And the city has a very nice weather, the city of the eternal spring. So the city has catch up regarding being attractive for tourists, international tourists, digital nomads, and so on. However, also in the recent, let's say, recent decade, has attracted a particular kind of travel. And I'm not judging anyone, just saying, it is what it is. So, until a certain degree, the city attracted a particular traveler, usually a single man that is looking for dating, enhance their dating experience. That nothing good on that. I like myself a good dating geo arbitrage that works phenomenal, and especially for people from Western countries, especially the United States, that we know on Western countries the dating market is horrendous, it's horrible, and it's not worth just dating in Western countries, especially the English-speaking countries like the United States. Very good on that, and we're not gonna get into the reasons why. So one of the cities, and actually the whole country, but especially Medellin, become very popular regarding doing dating geo arbitrage, and of course the average Colombiana, beautiful women, also very nice to hang out with, very fun, and so on. However, also there is a combination on what happens in Colombia, but specifically in Medellin, but happens a little bit on a lesser degree on the rest of Colombia, is that especially amongst the younger females over there, is that you have a very significant cohort of these females that engage in some form of, let's say, sex work activity. Could be the traditional escorts, also could be being a sugar baby, basically offering companionship to men in exchange for money. Also, this particular, anything in between, the Instagram model that is, she's not a model on any publication or for any particular fashion brand. She's just a model for Instagram, and she gets significant, let's say, compensation for that. Also, you have basically anything in between, anything that involves doing an exchange for a service for a return on investment via money, could be money, also could be on gifts, things like that. Very good. By the way, I'm not judging any female to engage on such activities. However, you have to know those activities are the oldest profession. It is what it is. Very good on that. So this particular critical mass of men looking for, you know, dating geo arbitrage. Let's put it like this. And you have females, a significant cohort of females that offer some form of services regarding the oldest profession. Well, what ends up happening is that you have a particular culture of, oldest profession on both sides. Very good on that. It is what it is. I'm not saying it's wrong, it's right. It is what it is. Also, this particular issue brought some social frictions amongst the locals in Colombia, especially in Medellin, where they complain, and it's a sustained complaint, that they don't like to know, that their city becomes a big brothel, we put it like this, and they complain a lot. Also, the quality of the people that visit Medellin the past few years hasn't been the best until a certain degree, of course. A bunch of good people visit Medellin and enjoy the city, enjoy the culture, enjoy the architecture, and so on. Beautiful city, Medellin, but also other kind of people that go, engage on some sort of activities regarding uh, substance abuse and alcohol, things like that. Also, is not the thing that you want to see on your own city. So, by the way, I'm not judging anyone, but it is what it is. Very good on that. Now, if you're watching this and you are some of interested in engaging in such activities, Argentina is not gonna be the place for you. And let me explain. Well, first, if you engage of abuse substances and or alcohol or something like that, well, of course, I mean, everyone is an adult. You can do whatever you want. I'm not criticizing that. However, the issue is that in Argentina, of course, there are people also that substance abuse, alcohol abuse, and so on. But it's more of a niche thing and it's not seen very well on Argentinian society. I'm not saying everyone is approving anything like that because it's not the case. Not at all. However, it's something that you don't want to give that impression that, for instance, that is going on right now in Medellin, that I don't want that to happen in Buenos Aires or any other part of Latin America, for that matter. It's happening in Colombia right now, especially in Medellin, but also in other cities within Colombia. And that's something, in order to check out. It's nothing, I don't want, a bad rumor start spread out, things like that, just to keep everything in check. Very good on that. Now, regarding dating, if you have this particular mindset, not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's bad, but it is what it is. In Argentina, is not gonna work with the average Argentinian. Now, there are a cohort of Argentinian women that engage in some form of the oldest profession, the old school traditional escorts, the sugar babies, the spicy content creators, and so on and so on. Yes, of course they are. Also, they are a cohort of gold diggers and so on. But most of Argentinian women do not engage on such activity. And the ones that they do, besides, of course, the cohort that engage on the oldest profession, not judging anyone, just it is what it is, but also there are another cohort of females over there that engage on similar attitudes, but it's mostly on a recreational thing. So it's not gonna be that they do it because they have some socioeconomic necessity or anything like that. They do it just because it's cool or something like that. Very good on that. But on the average, it's not gonna be the case. So it's gonna be more. I don't want to say old school because it's not the case. Already did a video explaining that the dating dynamics in Argentina, especially in Buenos Aires, is that the main thing over there is your appearance. Basically, Argentinian women like the chat, like to date very good looking guys, not necessarily the guy that has better socioeconomic status. That, for instance, that happens a lot in Colombia. That's the main thing in Colombia. For the females in Colombia, they want to date men with a superior socioeconomic status, and that's the main thing. In Argentina, the most important thing is your physical appearance. Argentinian women, on average, no, not all, of course, there is a statistical, margin of error on this regard. In Argentina, it's great, of course. But for the most part, they like to date chats. They like to date good-looking guys, usually guys with an European appearance. And many Argentinian men feel that particular, profile. So very good on that. And of course, it's important always the socioeconomic status of a man for being selected for a female. And in Argentina, it's not the exception, but it's not going to be the main thing. So a big spread of money don't necessarily is going to work as well as it can work in Colombia, especially in Medellin. So the main dynamic over there is less, tacky. That sometimes that's kind of what happens in Medellin, parquejeras, places like that in Argentina doesn't work that well. So please don't do that. And also that if you're going to go over there, try to be more, old school. I'm not saying that Argentina is old school because it's not at all like that, but the dynamic is going to be particularly different compared to Colombia. So if that's your particular reason for traveling, for being a digital nomad, especially if you're single, whatever may be the case, if that is your particular motivation in order to visit Argentina, I'll suggest you're either don't visit Argentina overall, but if you do, have a completely different mindset. So don't have this Medellin mindset just for the sake of conversation, but have a mindset of more, let's say, I don't want to go in the cliche, but have more of an European mindset. That's what I will say on this particular regard. Of course, Argentina is not Europe. It's Latin America, the closest thing to Europe in Latin America, but still Latin America. So on that regard, it is what it is. But what I would recommend is just shift the mindset. Also, it's not going to be, for instance, if you're watching this from the States or the UK or something like that. No, it's not going to be also like the US or the UK. But they have a particular social dynamic going on, especially if you go for dating. They have a complete different dynamic. So what I will suggest is try to calibrate that. So see the differences. There are going to be several differences compared to, for instance, Colombia. Very good on that. And actually, the people over there, the men that they have this particular, let's say, Medellin mindset or something similar, what they do, both the internationals, but also the local Argentinian men, also Argentinian men, some of them have this particular mindset. What they do is date someone from other nationality. And that's how they solve that thing, that they date someone from a nationality that is similar to what they're looking for. Let's say, for instance, a Colombian female. Very good on that. So that will be the lesson for today. Please, the Medellin mindset doesn't work in Argentina. Try not to pull that off. Have more of a, just for the sake of conversation, a European mindset, something like that, but still Latin America indeed. Thank you for watching Continental Insider. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social media. And if you want to work with us, continentalinsider.com. Thanks again, and have a nice day.